What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason Vincent, and welcome back to another episode of Technically Creative, where we walk through some of our favorite images and explain the thought process that went into making them. The idea is to show some key concepts that help achieve the end result, whether that be from technique, lighting, or even post-production. And here's a preview of images that we'll be talking about today. So to start things off, I want to share a bit about this session. These images were all taken at WPPI as part of a masterclass I was teaching called Fearless Portraits. And while you'll see students following me around in the BTS footage, I tackled this class the same way I would any other session, which means I really had no idea what I was doing or where I was going to go. All I have is a general idea of where we're going to start, and then I let light and composition inspire me in the moment. For my models in this class, we have none other than Taylor Jackson and his wife, Lindsay. If you don't know who they are, you should definitely be following along with them. They are both amazing wedding photographers, and Taylor puts out a ton of content here on YouTube, and I know Lindsay has some great educational content herself, so I will leave a link to those in the description below. Now, for the gear, I'm shooting on the Sony A9 paired with either the 24mm f1.4 G Master lens, the 35mm f1.4 CZ lens, or the 85mm f1.8 lens. For lighting, I'm using the Elinchrom FIVE on top of a C8 auto stand from Cheetah Stand. And then every single image we'll be going through also has a full CTO gel from MacMod. Now, for a bit more detail on the light, the reason I'm using the Elinchrom FIVE here is because the light gives me the perfect versatility between power and ease of use. It's battery powered and can give me 450 full power flashes on a single charge, which is important for me on a wedding day, but is also especially useful in situations like this where I have multiple teaching sessions back to back, and it's not always possible to charge the battery between one session ending and another session beginning. The Elinchrom FIVE also gives me 522 watt-seconds of power, so it's enough to combat that Las Vegas sun if I need it to. Another small feature that I've really grown to love is the USB-C charging. This is especially useful when I travel because I don't have to worry about extra chargers taking up more room in my bag. I can simply use my regular cell phone charger or even my battery brick to charge the light. Okay, so with those details out of the way, let's dive into the session. We started this class off in a parking garage outside the Mirage Hotel. I knew I wanted to head to the top level of the garage to try and get a view of the strip, but on the way I got distracted by the stairwell of the garage. What drew me to this location was the opening between each stair and the way the light was passing through them. It's situations like this that I'm always on the lookout for. Interesting natural light that I can recreate or make more dramatic with off-camera flash. So I placed my Elinchrom FIVE so that it could fire through the gaps in the stairs. And then the side of the stairwell I chose was very intentional because one side had a clean textured wall, while the other was a wall of cinder block where you could actually see the lines of each block. And I didn't want these block lines to compete with the lines of light that I was trying to create. Then, when posing Taylor and Lindsay, I asked them if they could see the entire front of the light. Because they stand at different heights, this is an easy way to see if I need to move the light up or down without having to take any test shot. From here, I took the image at 24mm so that I could see as much of this light pattern on the wall as possible. After this quick pit stop in the stairwell, we ended up on the top level of the garage, and I found an area where I could see a decent view of the Las Vegas Strip. Now, the problem with scenes like this is there is a ton of stuff going on. So for me, the number one priority is to find a way for my subjects to be the primary focus. And usually my favorite way to do this is with lighting and framing. So I placed the couple against a clean section of concrete wall, and then I placed my Elinchrom FIVE between them and the wall. I then used the light to create a sort of halo of light around them, and this light in combination with the color contrast helps draw the viewer's eye to the couple. I then noticed all the amazing texture on the ground, so I reframed the image to cut out the city completely for a different version of this setup. Now, I like both of these versions for various different reasons, but I'm curious which one you like best, the skyline image or the parking lot floor image. Let me know which one and maybe why you feel that way in the comments. After I was done with the parking garage roof, we ventured down to the bottom to look around a bit, and I noticed a nice little patch of greenery that seemed to be set up to hide a smoking section from the hotel entrance. But what I saw was that from the right angle, it could absolutely look like we were in some sort of like hidden secret jungle. So I placed the couple within the greenery, and then I set up my Elinchrom FIVE behind them and facing toward the camera. The idea here is that the light at full power paired with a full CTO gel could give some jungle sunset vibes, even though it's the middle of the day in the middle of the city. From here, I was essentially done with the shooting part of this session, but on the way back into the hotel, I spotted some trees that I thought could make for some interesting light and shadow. So I placed Taylor and Lindsay in a clean section of wall between some of these trees. I then set up my light to camera right. And with this angle of light and the full CTO gel, I thought we could get some sunset type lighting, and this type of light is exactly why I love the power of the Elinchrom FIVE. It's basically noon in the desert, but I still have enough power to make it look and feel like sunset on the beach. Okay, so that's all for this round of Technically Creative. Hopefully you got some good tips and inspiration from it. And if you're interested in seeing a step-by-step walkthrough of how these images were edited, make sure and check out the Patreon link in the description below. Also, I'd love for you to follow along with me over on Instagram. There I share a ton of behind-the-scenes clips, lighting setups, and before and after images. Lastly, if you like this content, make sure and give it a like and comment. Hit that subscribe button as well as ring the bell. To be safe, you might as well just click all of the buttons. And while you're at it, you might as well check out some past episodes of Technically Creative. So with that, until next time, I'm out of here.